Hello, everybody. It's that time again. I'm here with Ian, and we are back for the weekly vibe. This is episode 9. Today, we're going to have a little fun. This is going to be an episode where we kind of meme around a bit, discuss some more casual media stuff. We do have a guest this week. I'd like to welcome our guest. He's an active member in the server, very dedicated Celtics fan. Everybody say hello to Cardiac. Cardiac, say hello.
What is up? How you guys doing? Ian, Kev?
We're doing pretty good. We're glad to have you here.
Just another day where Jaylen Brown is mid. Simply as that.
My goodness. Starting off there, huh? Starting off with that. Amazing. Anyways,
So anyways, Jaylen Brown. We'll get to that in a second. We're gonna have a little. So anyways, we're gonna have a little bit of fun for this first topic. I pitched this to Ian. We're gonna have a topic where me and him, we're just gonna wing a debate, like out the ass. We're just gonna wing a debate. We're gonna yell at each other for a couple of minutes, and then we'll move on. So we're gonna play Stephen A. We're gonna role play Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. Cardiac's gonna be like our Molly in between, interjecting. We're just gonna go for it, you know.
Yeah.
Oh wait, if I'm Molly, should I say like casual takes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I think
Carmelo's the greatest player
Carmelo Anthony is the peak of basketball. I think, if you really think about it.
Whoa.
Simple as that.
No.
I completely agree. So that's the end of the topic. We can move on.
No. My friend, ISO Joe is the best basketball player in the world.
So basically the topic we chose is GOAT peak. We all have different opinions on who the GOAT peak is. That's all fair, but that's gonna go all out the window because really here for Kev's opinion or Cardiac's for that matter. So I don't get paid to do this.
No.
So YouTube, stop copyright claiming our videos. How about that? I have the
license.
I have the license for the song.
Yep, I would like to make my $1 per video. That would be very nice.
Bro, not even. We get like 2 cents per video.
Imagine you just like pulling up to my house every week and like, yep, here's a penny. Here you go, boss.
Here's our 50-cent split.
Stonks.
Oh man. So I guess I'll start here. Because I should go first because this guy obviously has to go peak. So we're talking about go peaks. 91 MJ, by far the best peak ever, best offensive peak ever. Yeah, for sure. Mid J. Everybody loves to hate MJ. Crying Jordan. Boo hoo.
Crying Jordan emoji edited in.
Yeah. But just everything that Jordan has done has been great. There hasn't been really, besides his Wizards tenure, which I really don't know why he did that, where he wasn't the best player on the planet, and stayed that way. He's probably also equally as good of a defender. He just makes your team better. He brings that edge to your team. I don't think LeBron James does that.
Too
much of a baby.
LeBron definitely needs to punch his teammates more, fight with them.
Yeah, he needs to get in the face of Anthony Davis more and straight punch the brow off his face.
But, oh my goodness!
But LeBron just doesn't have that. Like he goes to the finals and he'll lose, whereas MJ goes to the finals and he never fucking loses. So I don't really see how there's even a comparison, because when MJ goes in the playoffs, MJ is an insane playoff performer. Never a doubt in my mind when I say that. Whereas LeBron is choked a couple times. He's choked. He's straight choked. 2011, for example, was a choke year for LeBron James. LeBron James also left the Cleveland Cavaliers with a stupid ass announcement where it was childish. And then he goes to Miami, and he wins what, 2 chips, 2, 3? I can't remember. He said he was going to win 6. He won what, 2? I'm sorry, but no.
JJ too.
Yeah, he got locked up by JJ.
If we're gonna use stupid casual arguments, I would like to insert the fact that LeBron James has been in 10 NBA Finals.
Right, how many has he won of those, Kev? How many has he won? No. How many has he won? How many has he lost?
He's won 11 of them.
Okay, he's not Bill Russell, so
no. Now, Bill.
So anyway, no. Okay. Anyways, I think the argument that LeBron James does not elevate his teammates is utter bullshit. Like, let's just get that out of the way.
I don't think I ever said that. I just said choker, which he is.
No. You said something like that. You said that MJ was doing stuff for his team that LeBron wasn't doing. Blah blah blah. Shut up. This is dumb. Dumb argument. Nope.
Nope. What has LeBron ever done that makes him so much better than MJ? Besides go and lose, I guess.
No. Does Michael Jordan make that 3-1 comeback against the Warriors? No, he doesn't.
Yes, because he had the best team in the Warriors.
No.
He did.
No. If Michael Jordan can get clamped by Gary Payton, he can get clamped by Klay Thompson.
Okay,
but think about it. If Kevin Love can clamp Steph Curry, MJ can clamp Steph Curry as well.
No.
You think about it.
Nope.
Yeah, so your logic here is failing, Kev. So first off, Gary Payton's a far better defender than Klay Thompson ever has been.
Yeah. Well, but anyways, Klay Thompson still clamps MJ. Sorry.
That's not factually proven.
Yeah, sure it is.
Has that ever been factually proven, Kev?
Yeah. Anyways,
failing at this whole debate thing.
Yeah. Carry. So, anyways, LeBron James, he's better. I believe he's a better peak defender. I believe he's a better peak playmaker, better peak elevator, better peak floor and ceiling raiser. Like, LeBron James there is just guaranteed to make your team better than having MJ there.
Okay.
I mean, they both did.
Yeah.
But not nice.
Well, my point here is LeBron James is great. He's great. I'm not saying he's not. He's the second best player of all time. He has the second. He's not nearly the offensive player that Michael Jordan was.
He literally is.
He wasn't. And his peak season that we consider his peak season, 13, isn't even his peak offensive season.
Are we still trolling?
It's not. I'm not trolling.
Oh, okay.
This isn't a troll episode, Cardio.
My bad.
This is a serious topic.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't pay attention.
This is a very serious conversation between me and Ian.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, you're stinky.
Better offensive player than 13 LeBron was. And people can whatever, but he was a far more versatile player.
Yeah, it's fine, but it was like LeBron. It's not like he really had the room to be taking all those shots when he had Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh next to him.
Okay, well,
like it was proven. LeBron literally said, "If I were taking as many shots as some other stars were in Miami, I'd drop 60." Then he dropped 60.
Okay, so he dropped 60. That's
yes.
His logic.
Who'd he drop it on?
Okay.
Yeah. So he said that he wasn't getting as many shot attempts, and if he got a game where he was taking a lot of shot attempts, he'd hit 60. He hit 60. So,
But on who?
LeBron. I don't remember.
So if we're gonna talk about great games, I'm gonna pull up MJ's game against the Cavs.
Yeah. So anyways,
or game score in a game. I'm gonna read off his stat line, because it's just that good. He scored 69 points.
Nice.
He had 69 points. He had 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 1
Did he
block.
actually have 18 rebounds?
He shot. Yeah, he did. 7 of them offensive.
Wow. Damn.
He shot 62% from the field. And they won. They won, believe it or not. Shocking that a Bulls team won a game. Because they're just the best team ever. But yeah, I mean, if we're even, I'm looking at this game score stuff. I'm sorry, but LeBron isn't close to him.
Yeah. But has 11
points off. 11 points off.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's factual.
No.
This is factual. It is.
No. So is Michael as
it is.
Has Michael Jordan ever gone 8 of 10 from 3 in a game?
Has Michael Jordan ever gone 8 for 10 from 3 in a game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he wasn't a 3-point shooter.
LeBron James has.
Really? Because LeBron James, if we're going to look at LeBron James' 3-point total for his entire career, it's freaking mid.
Nope.
So it is.
No,
it's not great.
LeBron James is a better career spacer than MJ.
Oh, God.
Which means that he's doing more for his teammates because he's opening up the floor better.
You know who also had another great game that, LeBron couldn't even touch? Seriously. Kobe Bryant. Couldn't touch him.
Okay. I think we need to get on more sleep. Okay. I think we're going too far.
81 points. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 41 minutes of playing time, 81 points. I haven't seen that type of game since Michael Jordan. Shocking.
Hey, Shaq carried Kobe.
Oh God, not this again. Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
Well, we're not. That's not the debate topic. We can get into that.
No, Kobe Bryant is a fraud.
Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Sorry that Kev has to do this.
Well, don't do that.
Oh, he pulled the card. He did it.
I did it. I have to.
Wow.
You know who also had a better game than LeBron James ever did? Devin Booker.
Oh my God.
70 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. My God, 70 points, something LeBron James has never been able to do. But we're out here talking about 60 points, huh? 60 points?
Look, in the almighty words of Bertie Lennon, I do not care about your street ball archetypes. I care about impact.
I'm sorry, but Booker and MJ and Kobe, they're not street ball archetypes, really. They're basketball players.
No. Booker is a fake ball don't stop hooper. He did not actually impact basketball teams.
I don't agree with that, but that's all right.
Come
on. Okay.
So anyways, Michael Jordan's a fake. Like, his defense is overrated. His scoring is overrated. His playmaking is overrated. You can argue Bill Russell over him as a peak.
Oh, Bill is over both.
You can.
See? No.
Okay.
LeBron number 1.
Explain.
So,
explain.
Kev, go back. Kev, go back to the birdie quote.
So, am I actually explaining this in the podcast? So one time, in the server, we were talking about players like Allen Iverson, Joe Johnson, and Birdie said that she just doesn't like those street ball types.
And Birdie's speaking facts, because impact is what actually changes the game, and Bill Russell is the definition of impact. Do you think MJ or Bron could carry a trash ass defense? Well, okay, a bad defense like Bill could. Could MJ stop Will? Could he? Could he?
All right.
Could
Obviously, Russell
LeBron
is an
stop Will?
outlier defensively, but I'm sorry, but Russell played in an era where plumbers were allowed to play professional basketball. So let's continue with the actual debate here.
Well, LeBron literally plays.
You know what? Just a side note, I have a Bill Russell profile picture right now here on Discord. So I don't actually believe anything I'm saying. I'm just saying it.
I can't believe
I want you to edit your
this.
profile picture and as proof.
But yeah, I mean, any of these guys, on a serious note, any of these guys are debatable for the GOAT peak. They really are. And that's what makes them so great. You know, we think of four guys really when we talk about GOAT peaks. We think of Kareem, we think of Russell.
Yeah, Kareem, LeBron, MJ, Russell, Shaq is one.
Yeah, Shaq.
I've heard some people throw Curry in. Weirdly enough.
I don't know.
He had a good offensive peak for sure.
I mean,
offensive.
Offensive, yeah. Defense
but
is mid.
I think,
it's
all right. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but it's not the best.
Yeah. Okay, so as a non-meme question, what's the riskiest name you're willing to throw into a greatest peaks debate?
Riskiest name?
Riskiest name.
That's interesting. I'm trying to think of someone like I've actually like watched a lot.
I
think throwing somebody in that's risky.
You know what? Let's throw in Hakeem.
Go ahead.
Let's throw in Hakeem. Shout out to Kareem.
I like that name.
I don't know if he is.
Yeah, he's good. I doubt he's watching. But Hakeem, if you are, hello. I doubt that's what I'd say to him if I ever met him.
Hello.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. But yeah, no. I like that name. That wasn't the name I was going to throw in. I was going to say Tracy McGrady.
Wow.
I really like throwing that name. I've watched a lot of Tracy McGrady, and he was a lot of fun. Yeah. This isn't a Boost Cardiac's team podcast. So, I just think that his peak goes really underrated. Just like a great playmaker, great shooter, decent enough defender. I mean, again, like it was all about load. So
I mean,
when he was in Toronto, he was a much better defender. But he's still like a good enough defender.
His year in 01 on the Magic was actually really good on defense. I think he made I think he made all defensive that year, if I recall.
For real. Yeah, he's just an interesting one because he's also kind of a what if. Because I feel like if he was without injuries, like McGrady's one of the better players of all time.
Yeah. And he probably had like, dare I say, the worst supporting cast for those matches. Because
it's debatable. To be fair,
I'm trying to think who else. I mean, I guess Kobe, but like, I mean,
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I think LeBron probably had the worst help of any championship team. They didn't win the championship.
Championship team. Yeah.
2018-19 Cavs were terrible.
Well, that's not the team I was talking about, but
Oh, well,
You're talking
I think it
about
was
07?
07?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
07.
team was, oh God. I don't that's
I
just
don't
a
know.
rough team.
I think Team X teams are just absolutely atrocious. Because who even what? I mean, his second best player for half of the year in his peak was first year Drew Gooden. That is not a very good second option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, LeBron had to deal with Ricky Davis in his first year, so
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
is
Ricky
not good.
Davis.
I mean,
Ricky Davis said he was the man.
he had Big Z though. I guess I don't know. I haven't really watched '07 Big Z. I don't know if he was good.
He was old,
Yeah, that's all I remember.
but he's he's just
I mean,
one
it's
of
Big
those
Z.
guys that I think gets I think he just gets underrated because he
Yeah,
just didn't have that supporting cast, like you said, and he just longevity. I feel like sometimes does play a part in peak for whatever reason, so people just forget about him because he got injured, and they don't
yeah.
really talk about how great his 03 season was. Um, but I digress. Kev, do you have one that's risky?
Risky. Ooh. I may go ATD brain here,
Oh, God.
but
Oh no, he's gonna say KG.
nope. I'm sliding
Oh.
in Draymond Green.
Wow,
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
that's based.
Is one of my greatest peaks. Like maybe like on like his ADP about spot 27 ish is actually really reasonable. Like he was so impactful, so great. If someone asked me, "Hey, what's one of your favorite peaks of all time that you'd be willing to argue is like a top 40-ish peak?" I'd throw Draymond Green in.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one. I
okay,
mean,
that's
his
a great.
defense
Yeah,
is insane. Playmaking is great.
defense is amazing.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
defense is goat tier. Yeah, I like that one. Decent
Yeah.
enough.
Mhm.
I guess a risky one I would throw in too. I guess is crap. I can't remember his name. Dwyane Wade.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's one of my spicier takes that Wade, based on one season peaked over Kobe.
That is a spicy take.
That is, yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't. I got blamed for saying I didn't understand why Kobe was why people thought that Wade and Kobe were even close peak wise, but I kind of agree with that now a little bit more. Just because I don't know. I'm a Kobe fan, so it only makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just his season is just really really good. 09. Just a
Yeah.
really good season. Great playmaker. Obviously, he's more on ball, but he's a great defender too. So it was just like I think people sometimes overshadow Dwyane Wade a little bit, because he won without. Well, okay, he won with Shaq, but I don't think Shaq was the best player on that team.
Oh no. Well, nah. Not in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Maybe in
I've
the
told,
RS. Well,
no,
nah. Never mind.
yeah.
Yeah, D
I
Wade
mean,
was.
it's just like one of those things. D Wade was awesome.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
amazing in those
I love
finals.
the dude. Yeah. So yeah, that's the other one. T-Mac and Wade are my spicy peaks of the day, I guess. Just throwing those two out there. You said Draymond.
Yeah.
Cardiac said Hakeem. Those are good ones. Those are guys are all that have cases. Great peaks. T-Mac
OKC, Paul George, another good one.
Interesting.
Paul
That's
George.
an interesting one.
Yeah, OKC Paul George when he just like suddenly blew up and went MVP mode.
Yeah, he was
Like-
MVP
I mean,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I
Like-
don't know.
Like that Paul George was insanity.
Yeah, he was.
What do you think about
I don't
21
know.
Giannis?
Ooh, that's interesting because I think that takes a lot. That takes I feel like there's some recency bias in there a little bit. I don't know if 21
mean-
Giannis is. I mean, yeah, he's obviously amazing. He was amazing in
Yeah.
those finals, but I don't know about one of the best peaks. He's up there, but I don't think. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
he's probably over some of the guys we mentioned, like Draymond, obviously, and
T-Mac maybe.
yeah, T-Mac probably.
I'm just throwing his name out there just because it's not really recency bias. I've always liked Giannis, but
Yeah,
those finals were something else for sure.
yeah,
Like that was
he
one of
was
the
just
better final
amazing.
performances.
Yeah,
But before then, like I don't think people were really seeing as 21 Giannis as the peak year until the playoffs. So
yeah.
who knows? Who knows? So yeah, I think we can probably move on to the next topic here.
Alright.
Kind of talk about our talk about winning bias here, and is it a good way to grade players all time? So we'll discuss like championships, accolades.
Yeah.
I think that it's not the best way to evaluate a player. I think
Right.
when you're looking at a player as a whole, like you want the accolade should come last, really.
I mean, I think it depends
because-
on the context. I definitely
Okay.
think it depends on
Yeah.
the context.
Mm,
Because, like, if you, like, we can look at certain, I think, now this is a little, it's a little, I don't know. I think, like, someone like Kobe, the context for
Mhm.
his, let's say, like, all defensive teams, not very good. And he
Yeah.
probably did deserve most of those, if we're being honest.
Mhm.
And then,
Okay.
but still, that not many people take account of that context and just look at that accolade and say, yeah, okay, Kobe must have been a really goated defender. And then we look at someone
Yeah.
like Bill Russell, 11
Right.
championships and a ton. Now he wasn't there for like the DPOYs until I think 69.
Right.
But
Right.
not many people take account of his accolades, and I think he definitely gets disrespected most of the time on outside of the service. You know?
Yeah, he does because people just assume, oh, he played in Plummer era, so must
Yeah.
be bad. He played against Garden Gnomes, which is just not true. Those were some of the heydays for centers.
That definitely that's 60s
he's
era is
going up
really.
against Wilt. Yeah, I mean, going up against Wilt as many times as he did, like just thinking about that is crazy, considering how
Yeah.
great Wilt was and how monstrous Wilt was.
Mm,
So I think that like, yeah, it is about context because we can look at like, okay, for instance, Julius Randle just got All NBA second team.
Yeah.
Now, that was
Comedy.
very, very, yeah, and somebody might look at that and be like, okay, I guess Julius Randle was a really good player that season. When they regular
was.
season Julius Randle was a completely different player from postseason Julius Randle, because those awards don't take into context postseason. So
yeah.
him not doing well in the postseason doesn't help him in that regard. Now, I will say, like a year ago, I wasn't really following basketball like I do now. So, like, just thinking about, you know, how I would have evaluated Julius Randle a year ago, it would have been completely different because I really wasn't looking at basketball like it was, that crazily important. But
Right.
when you look at somebody like Rasheed Wallace, who never made a defensive team, like that's
Uh-huh.
kind of BS, So
And
like
then
it doesn't really show his impact that well.
and
Right.
then you have
Yeah, I
Duncan, who
agree.
didn't win a DPOY.
Yeah,
Like you
Yeah.
have it's just ridiculous because a bunch of people can take that out of context and say, okay, Tim's
Mm-hmm.
right.
not as a good defender as I thought he was.
It's definitely not a quality way to do things because you have the really casual fans who will go, they'll treat basketball reference like it's only there so you can prove your arguments and use the accolades.
Hmm.
Like, there are unironic MJ fans who use deep POIs to convince people that
Yeah.
MJ is a better defender than Bill Russell.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
like, bro,
that's ridiculous.
that's not.
Don't know
Oh
that.
no.
I think that people don't take into context either, like how important rim protectors are compared to perimeter defenders.
Yeah.
I know that Cardiac wanted to mention Sidney Moncrief,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
I
very
mean,
true.
I definitely think perimeter defenders get more credit than rim protectors, but
Yeah.
for some reason, just Cindy gets no respect for most of the
Mm-hmm.
fans outside of these servers. Like I've never seen
Mm-hmm.
someone like actually comment about how like in the 80s or in the 80s how Sydney was probably what the GOAT defender in the 80s. Who else? Or one of.
Well, he
Yeah.
was probably one of he was probably the GOAT perimeter defender.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I like to separate them. Because it's hard to say like how good a perimeter defender is compared to a rim
Compared to
protector
rim,
because
yeah,
obviously rim
yeah,
protectors are more valuable just because they're protecting the most efficient shot possible.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And they
it's
definitely
hard
get
to say. I think that
definitely get
like
disrespected a lot
Moncrief,
more. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
Moncrief and Clyde Frazier are probably the two best perimeter defenders ever.
hmm
But like when you look at a list for top 10 defenders ever, they're almost always, well, it depends on who you're watching, but it's almost always rim protectors.
yeah,
Guys like, obviously Russell,
Nate,
Wilt, Hakeem,
Thurman,
Tim, KG, Ben Wallace, Dikembe Mutombo,
Thurman,
Draymond, just those types of guys.
yeah.
And other guys who like have a case like Dennis Rodman are like left out because they're
Well,
not
I don't know.
exactly elite.
I
rim
think
protectors.
actually Rodman's a good
Mm.
example because I think people take out of context how good Rodman's with rim protecting was. I definitely think Rodman's strong
Yeah.
suit was more help defense instead
Mm-hmm.
of actual like straight up rim protecting. But I think like
Right.
casuals take that out of context, look at all his defensive accolades and be like, oh wow, this guy might be the
Yeah.
GOAT defender, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So like, I'm trying to think of like an example.
Mm-hmm.
People overgas. Um. I guess okay. We mentioned him earlier, but I guess like Gary Payton's a good example. Like most people
Yeah.
Yeah.
hear Gary Payton think he's the greatest defender ever, perimeter wise.
Well,
He's
I
Whereas
also
very much
think
not.
I don't think that's just accolades because I think like it's pretty obvious that MJ had trouble
Oh.
against Gary, and I think a lot of people overrate like I mean like Gary did
Yeah.
a very good job against MJ, but like come on,
Mm-hmm.
you can't just
Yeah.
overrate it.
There's problems with stuff like accolades and rings, and there's also essentially there's issues with older players too, and them
Yeah.
going, "Wow, John Stockton is really really good." Then
Oh
casual
man,
fans thinking John Stockton's a top 20 peak all time. It's like
well,
Stockton's actually
he
a really
no,
good
is,
one.
but
no, Ian, no.
sorry,
Stockton's
just
actually a
wanted to
good one. Because I
Yeah.
think both.
Mhm.
Because I think both older fans and casual newer fans overrate the hell
They
out of Stockton.
they tend to overrate Stockton a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He's just a weird. He's a weird player because he's so passive.
yeah,
He
The
hand
teams
checks.
around him.
He hand checks so much. Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
another great example is Dirk. I think Dirk is overrated for
Mm.
sure. I
I
think
think Dirk's overrated.
yeah, I think casual is overrated
Okay.
how much he carried. I'm putting quotes in the air right now. Carried
Mm.
that 2011 Mavs team. Because they act like there was a bunch of bums on that team, but in real like if you actually watch the 2011 Mavs, they're a very good rounded team.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
gotta
was
say I love.
it's a very
I know
good
I've been.
supporting cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Kid, Marion, old ass Peja,
Mm-hmm.
Tyson
Jason
too, right?
Terry. I don't see Oh yeah, Tyson Chandler, um, Karan Butler,
Yeah, come on.
JJ Barea,
And Sean
Brian
Stevenson,
Cardinal.
I think he was good on that deal.
Yeah, he was alright. I don't think he was like anything crazy, but
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
know.
no, he was
Yeah.
decent. Papa Smurf.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a pretty good supporting cast, but granted, Jason Kidd was also old as shit too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
like
hard to say.
like Dirk definitely
Mm.
helped a great he did helped a great load of that team in the finals, but I think it's like sometimes it's a
Mm-hmm.
little over the top how people rate that finals one. So yeah,
Yeah, I can understand that. I think Dirk is a bit overrated myself. Um, I think for peak he's overrated, but for longevity purposes, I think he's still quite possibly a top 20 player of all time. Um, he's just, I guess he's hard to evaluate
He
because
is.
like people like treat like, oh, like Jokic is just a worse version of Dirk. It's like
they are very different
no, he's a
players.
better version of Dirk. They're
Mm-hmm.
very different players, and Jokic is a far better playmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just something I think that most of us know. But like, even just shooting wise, I feel like Jokic is better.
He might
Mm-hmm.
be, honestly.
It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I mean, this 21 season obviously was Jokic's best year.
Yeah.
But it's hard because it can also be considered like Mickey Mouse because of the whole
Injuries and that
like
stuff.
COVID thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he shot almost 39% from three, 57% from the field.
Damn.
26 points per game.
Mm.
Or wait, no, yeah, 26. Yeah, he was just really really good. I mean, his true shooting percentage, which I know Kev just loves and adores, was
Mm.
64.7%. I don't think Dirk ever reached that, Kev. I think he got into the 60s, but I don't think he reached 64%. You know, it's hard to say. I mean, I think that Jokic's offense is more dynamic, but they are different players. I think people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, he's a white European guy just like Dirk, so they must be the same player." It's like, no.
Yeah. Mark Cuban wishes he could have Nikola Jokic.
He's got Luka Doncic. I think he's okay.
Mm.
He's
Yeah, but Luka's not a Euro big. He's a Euro guard.
yeah, true. I mean, Luka is kind of big, so
Oh.
Pause.
what? Pause. Damn, I walked right into that one. Anyways, yeah, I can understand why people overrate Dirk. Um, but I just think accolades are really hard because
Yeah.
like Cardiac said, like with Russell, like 11-time champion, 5-time MVP, like clear best defender ever. You don't have those accolades during that time.
Right.
But like then you look at somebody like okay, that like is insane. Like that's an outlier. So like then you look at somebody like I said, like Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace didn't get any love from voters. Yet he was one of the better defenders of that time period. You know, it's kind of subjective, I guess, in a way. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
how can we really like again, like going back to Julius Randle, like he did not deserve second All NBA second team, but because in the regular season they gave it to him, and then somebody else like a Zion or somebody else gets left off who was a better player. You know, it's kind of crazy how these accolades can help or hurt somebody's cause.
Right.
I think it's in a case like Randall, it hurts him. Whereas in a case like Russell, it only boosts him even further because it just showed how insane of a winner he was.
Right.
So yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's like my take on it.
Yeah. It's just a shame that people choose to evaluate players by looking at their accolades and their winnings. People tend to forget that it's a team sport.
I think another good example is KD. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's more accolades. I think it might be more stats. Because like I don't think anyone
it's the thing.
really. I don't think anyone really takes like. Do casuals really take? I mean, overrate KD's accolades. I don't really see that. It's just more like stats.
I mean, I guess like the whole championship thing.
Yeah.
Being a champion.
Yeah, I think people mostly overrate KD because his whole deep bag.
7
even though
footer,
it's
hezzy
mostly
tween splash.
Hezzy tween splash. Even though KD's resiliency is still pretty much a big question mark for me personally.
Yeah.
I feel like my take has always been that KD is elevated and not an elevator.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
But
KD is not making your guys better. Your guys are making KD better.
Yeah, I'd definitely agree with that. Like we have multiple examples of that. So like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. KD gets his wins by playing next to star point guards.
Yep. And then he gets his good old winning bias with the whole
right,
like the Bucks series.
Yeah,
definitely some peak KD winning bias. I mean recency bias.
Yeah. I will admit that Bucks series and with the Nets, that was probably the best example of Kevin Durant being able to just do his own job, like just getting out there and balling out.
I mean that was probably his best playoffs, right?
Best playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps defensively too.
Yeah, his defense is actually really good. But I just find it funny because like it's something everyone takes into account. Like wow, KD's so good in the playoffs. When he kind of sucked ass for the past few seasons before the Warriors.
Yeah. Well, I think like I don't really like saying players are ass because KD clearly isn't.
Yeah, but he definitely
you know, like
I mean that's like not what I mean. I just mean he like underperformed.
Well, no. I know. I'm not saying you were saying that. I'm saying other people definitely go about that way.
Oh yeah.
Instead of like really watching KD, like he's incredible. He's just a snake. And that's the end of it. But
I mean,
you know,
I think the more like the whole like as title, like when people actually take that over the top, is more towards like older players, you know?
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah,
Like I
for sure.
definitely see like Oscar, Bill, who else?
Dr. J.
I don't know. See, I was gonna say Dr. J, but like I don't, cause I think a lot of it's weird, cause I don't see too many casuals talking about Dr. J, but they also kind of
Mm.
respect him because he has amazing highlights, and as we know, casuals love their highlights. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I
weird.
like highlights too. They're fun.
Yeah, they
Um,
are, but they do not have very good context.
if you ever want to watch some great highlights, just look up Anthony Edwards highlights. I mean, my God, he looks like
Mhm.
the greatest player on the face of the
Yeah.
earth.
Well, I think if you
Um,
want to see some like extremely goated highlights, you need to watch some Jalen Brown highlights. It's absolutely amazing.
sigh. Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I just had to put
Mm.
that in. I just saw an opportunity.
Hey, it's all right. Jalen Brown's a good person. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Good player too. Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
So are we ready to move on to our fun
Wait and
budget
see.
challenge
Maybe.
of the
Yeah,
week?
sure.
Maybe. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Let's get it.
All
Are
right.
we gonna start off
So
with Kev's mid team?
well, so basically,
Hey.
so basically, this week, we had to talk about, uh, well, not talk about. Well, we're gonna talk about our teams, but it's basically
Yeah.
building a team where it's combined 11 championships won,
Yeah.
uh, which I think is kind of a cool concept. Usually, we let our guests go first. So, Cardiac, why don't you list
Yeah.
off your team first?
All right, so I got Sidney Moncrief, Sam Jones, Marquise Johnson, Larry Bird, and Bob Lanier. And then the bench is Ricky Green, Hal Greer, Cedric Maxwell, Calvin Nat, and Zemo Beatty.
Hmm?
Cool players to boost.
Yeah.
Especially Ricky Green. Ricky Green's cool.
Mm.
Zelmo's cool. Nat's cool. I like the starting lineup. It's neat. It's neat for sure.
Yeah, I really like that scene. I think it's for a bird team. It's really cool. I'm always a pretty big Lanier fan in general. It's a team that I feel meshes pretty well together.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Mm.
I definitely like it.
Mhm.
Greer's a steal for $2, by the way.
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Um, Kev, why don't you
Okay.
explain whatever this monstrosity of a team is?
It's a good team. So I had the Minneapolis Lakers. I had
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen, Danny Green, Kyle Korver, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Boris Diaw. Then for the bench, I had Paul Westphal, Nicholas Batum, Cedric Maxwell, Channing Frye, and Vlade Divac. So
Interesting.
my approach here was
Mid.
rather than having like the basic rundown, your point guard, your center, blah blah. I decided have someone who can run like a point forward like Scottie Pippen, then just build extra ball movement around it. Like you have Scottie Pippen there, and you have Cryo Corver who moves the ball very well. You have Giannis and Dia who like as a front court, that passing is very lethal. Like
Mm.
you like
Mhm.
four out of five guys in that starting lineup were moving the ball very well. And Danny Green I feel like is capable of it too.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's not insane at it, but
Yeah.
it's good.
It's a lineup where guys are gonna be getting into their spots and they're gonna get hit.
Like obviously Danny Green would be guarding the ones, right? Ones or twos for this.
Yeah. Yeah, most likely.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Scotty Loki could too, if it's the best
Yeah,
Yeah,
player.
good.
he could. But yeah, like offensively, Scotty's pretty much running the one, while everyone else pretty much helps follow up the ball movement, keeps it going.
Yeah, for sure. interested by Dia at center. Just because Dia is somebody that at one point in his career was a shooting guard. He could even play some.
Yeah. Boris
all-
Dia, if you wanted, he pretty much just plays 2 through 5. So
He could even play the 1 if necessary.
Yeah.
That's
if
the type of guy he was.
if you feel like off your bench you want to have some fun and get a decent ball moving forward, just throw Boris Dia down there.
Yeah, for sure. I love Dia. One of my favorite players.
Mhm.
Especially on those Spurs teams. He was a nice piece for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a neat team. I like
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah. I will now present my beautiful team.
Yeah.
So I'm the UCLA Bruins. Shout out Gonzi. He always uses UCLA. But for this instance, I'm going to use UCLA because they are probably the greatest college basketball team of all time. John Wooden, probably the greatest coach of all time. You know, so I went with Goran Dragic at point guard, a good off-ball guy. I went Malcolm Brogdon at shooting guard, another good off-ball guy. Then I went Magic Johnson, 86-87, of course. God. He I then went Peja Stojakovic, great shooter to go along with these guys. And then Bill Russell, the GOAT defender of all time. And then my bench is Archie Clark, someone that needs to be boosted more often. Good playmaking point guard. I then went Donovan Mitchell at shooting guard. Mitchell has become one of my favorite $3 options, especially because of the season. Then I went Jamal Wilkes, someone who needs to be boosted far much more than he already is. Derek McKee at the 4 because he can play 3, 4, 5. And then I went with somebody that's one of my favorite players ever, Maurice Stokes. One of the better playmakers of the I put 67-68. It was 57-58. One of the better playmakers of the 50s. He literally someone told me before that he was basically like 50s Draymond. Just with the way he played and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's a decent comparison for sure.
Yeah,
Dope bench.
and again, we're talking 50s here. It's not. It's not like
Right.
the same player, but just watching him play a few times, which in the limited film that we do have of him, it's pretty impressive how far ahead he was. So yeah, that's the squad. Yeah.
So like,
So
out of all the
another-
teams, who do you think would win? Like,
Well,
in an unbiased manner, if we had if it were possible, a 3-team game where all 3 teams played at once.
and Cedric Maxwell could play at the same time for 2 different teams.
Yeah, right. Like he's just like swapping jerseys in between like substitutions.
Bro goes from being a Laker to a Celtic just like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's all our teams are good in certain different ways. So
Right.
it's really hard to say who would win.
I think mine's the best defensively overall.
Cap.
Look,
But
you have Bill Russell, then Peja Magic Brogdon.
Right.
Your defense is not special.
it's Brogdon and Dragic are fine.
Yeah, it's you
amazing.
have Bill Russell, 2 fine defenders, then 2 bad defenders. That's not a better defense than mine.
I think my defense is a big.
Yeah, I mean you have Sidney Moncrief.
Yeah.
Johnson's good. Marcus Johnson's good. Bird's decent. Lanier's
Bird.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, my offense is just better. Just
You
'cause
have a really nice offense, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
that's kind of like what I was going for because most Russell teams, like people
Yeah,
need to start slanting him more offensively because like
I
But they
agree.
always
I just
cook him.
don't think people should go.
They
This
always cook the teams.
people shouldn't. I agree. People shouldn't be going too overboard though, because this is a point that Liam made earlier. Bill Russell, he's an elevator, but he can't guard all 5 positions at once.
True.
Like it's
I
not
mean,
physically
but like,
possible.
but like, I think
Like
that's so easy to fix though, because like just get another
it is,
good defender, or at least above
right?
average, like maybe two
Well,
above
I'm worried.
average defenders, and
Yeah,
then
that's
like you're
what I'm
good.
worried some people want though, because you look at the Raptors in this current draft so far, they're 4 picks in. It's Bill Russell, but then you have Chris Mullen and Alex English and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Brendan Roy. It's
yeah.
like, dude, you got to get at
That's
least one more good defender on that team.
yeah.
which I think he will. I just think like
Yeah.
He definitely has to.
it's yeah. Um
It's just
whereas
too
this
offensive.
like I was going more for off ball. So like
Right.
Brogdon and Dragic are off ball.
They
With
got
Magic,
Peja.
and
Yeah,
then obviously Russell. The
yeah.
the the transition offense is going to be great because Bill Russell's really good. If there's one
Oh,
positive on him on
absolutely.
offense,
And we got
excellent
Peja,
transition big.
Brogdon.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah. So I just
and then
think like it's a decent enough starting lineup to
yeah.
obviously Page is a bitch to cover for, but that's why
Yeah, that's why Bill
yeah.
Russell's there.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. I agree. It's a really solid team. I do like it. I think the offense is great. It's a really good Magic offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna finish out very well. Bill, like, between Russell, Brogdon, and Dragic, the defense is fine. I just don't think it's the best.
Yeah, it's a fine defense. I mean,
I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
they're all
like
average. They're all like pretty average defenders. Like they're not bad, but they're not
Mhm.
good. And
Yeah.
then yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. Well,
like if you just had
this was
like,
a fun episode. Go
Hmm.
ahead.
sorry, if you just have like one more good defender, that's probably the best team here.
yeah. That's the thing. If you're gonna slant offense with Bill Russell, at least have one more positive defender on the lineup. Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Like give Bill Russell a crutch so that he doesn't snap both of his legs trying to guard all 5 positions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. But yeah, I think this was another good episode.
Yeah, this is
Absolutely.
fun.
I had fun.
Yep.
Yeah, we had
I
fun.
yeah, I was very, very glad to have Cardiac on this week. Felt it went
Yeah,
very
thanks for
smooth.
letting me on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. We always enjoy having guests on. And this was no exception. So
Yeah.
definitely a good one.
Some very good discussion, some very good input, very good budget team. Overall, it was a very fun episode.
for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And next week is our 10th episode.
Yeah, episode
Yeah,
10. It's
wow.
gonna be fun.
Milestone.
Mhm. Yeah,
Milestone for sure.
10 weeks.
Yep. Every Thursday,
Yeah,
first time, it will be uploaded.
we'll try to make it a little special, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll see what we can do to make it a fun, special 10th episode celebration.
Yeah.
for sure. Definitely should be exciting. Maybe a bit longer than our normal.
Yeah.
Yes. We can do
Mhm.
a bunch of different topics.
Mhm.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. I don't want
We'll see.
to spoil it.
Yeah, we don't want to make any big promises right now.
I am bringing on Bill Russell for the next podcast, guys. Someone said we need to start.
Well, wouldn't we do that episode 11?
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Somebody said we need to start clickbaiting. I don't think I'm gonna do that.
That was Kibler.
Yeah, shout out to Lord. more like Midler. But
Oh,
He just got owned earlier, man.
I know.
I love
Well,
Kibler.
Kib's a funny guy.
Kibler, if you listen and you get this far, I really appreciate you as a human being. Keep doing what you're doing, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your destiny's to be a troll, then keep doing that, I guess.
No. Encouraging message to everybody in Vibe Central. I appreciate all of you and everything you do.
Well, that's a very nice message, Kev.
Wholesome.
Very nice.
Not to get too ranty, but this server lately has kept me in a very good mindset where lately my personal life has been a little annoying. Work has been very annoying. So all of you in the server having fun, it makes my life a little easier, a little better to talk to all of you every day. So thank you.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Goated server.
We appreciate you too, Kev.
Thank you. I try my best.
There you go. That's all you can ask for. So
Yeah.
we will see you back here next week for our 10th episode.
Yeah. 10th
looking
episode special.
Yep. So stay tuned for that. We will see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
See ya.